if you're dating, if you're wanting to date, if you're getting out of a relationship, if you're getting out of a marriage, if you're getting over a breakup, wherever you are in your life, this is something that I wish I would have learned and cemented in my mind and applied sooner. This right here is going to transform your entire life. Okay, I'm gonna let you know what it is in a second, but first, I'm Patty. Welcome to Patty's World, where we talk everything manifestation, mindset, and really creating the life of your dreams. I've been traveling and I'm going to be traveling for the next couple of weeks, a different city today, different country. We're in Spain, beautiful Mallorca. You can see how beautiful it is behind me, and we're at this beautiful hotel up in the mountains in Mallorca. If you've never been here, if you have, I'd love to hear your experience because so far I'm in love with the island. Anyway, let's get back to the point of this video. So I'm 50. Those of you who watch me here or on some of my social media platforms, this is something as far as love and relationships that I wish I would have learned sooner. And I'm going to talk about it right now. So if you're in your 20s and you learn this now and you apply this now, it's going to transform everything for you. If you're looking for someone to love you, to fill you, to complete a void within you, you're operating from a place of lack. So I wish I would have known, and now I know this, that anything that I'm looking for anyone else to give me, I first have to give myself. I have to become the love of my own life. And your ability to say no as a woman to the opposite sex is going to increase your value. The more you love yourself, the more you respect yourself, the more you're able to say no, and do what's good for you so you don't abandon yourself. So you fill your own cup first. So you're not looking for someone else to tell you and appreciate you and value you and respect you. Because when you first establish it within yourself, your partner and the outside world will mirror it, will reflect it back to you. And there's a comment that someone put on my TikTok, and she said how other people treat you is more a reflection of them. Yes, it is. Because if someone's mean to you, or if a man or a significant other or someone from the opposite sex treats you horribly, yes, it is a reflection of who they are. However, here's the crux of it, is that you aligned with them. What parts of you aligned with someone who mistreated you? And I hear this all the time, and I used to say it myself because it's very easy to play the victim as a woman and say, no, it's them. They did it. But there's a part of us who doesn't think we're worthy or we are deserving of proper treatment or being treated with respect. So we allow someone to mistreat us. We align with people. We resonate with people. Whatever frequency, core frequency and core beliefs we're operating off of, we're going to resonate with people of that same experience and that same level. So yes, if someone mistreats you, absolutely, it's a reflection of how horrible they are. But my question is, what about you says it's okay to be treated that way? What parts of you aligned with that person, resonated with that person, attracted that person, stayed at that same frequency? Remember, we attract people, we align with people. So if there are unhealed parts of you, toxic parts of you, then you're going to align with people who mistreat you because there is some limiting belief within you that believes it is okay to be treated that way. So what I learned now is that to go within and give myself that love, that sense of worth, that sense of value, that ability to say no to a man. I'm not abandoning myself. I'm putting myself first. I'm loving myself. I'm respecting myself. Your ability to walk away from someone who is not treating you to the level that you deserve. Everything stems from you. How you feel about yourself, what you believe about yourself, what you are certain of as far as what you're worthy of receiving, that is what people will reflect back. They're just the mirror reflecting back to you, in essence, the concept that you have of yourself. That is the law of assumption. That is what Neville teaches in a nutshell. Whatever concept you have of yourself, if you believe that it's okay for people to mistreat you and cheat on you and not treat you okay and not value you and not respect you, that's how people are going to show up in your life. The minute you change you and level up and raise your standards and set boundaries and walk away from relationships and people who are not valuing you, and put yourself first and love yourself and set boundaries and fill your own cup and become the love of your own life and mate with your own soul. So you're not needy, so you're not desperate, so you're not operating from lack, because I'm going to remind you, my love, you're whole and you're complete. And this is something that I wish I would have learned in my 20s. It would have saved me a lot of pain and toil and heartbreak. But I kept on aligning with the same type of people because I was operating from lack and emptiness. And once I understood that I first had to give it to myself, then it really changed everything for me. So if you can understand that, your ability to say no, and what I mean by that is no to the other person, if you're not getting the type of treatment that you deserve, a healthy, whole, safe, trustworthy, loyal, loving, supportive, safe relationship, you need to really work on yourself and your concept of self and ask yourself why you think it's okay to be treated that way. Because we align with people. Yes, it's a reflection of how that person is, but what about you says it's okay to be treated that way? And when you heal the parts of that, when you release all that pain and limiting beliefs, and maybe there's some trauma and you may need to work with a mental health professional, but subconscious reprogramming is the key. What changed it for me? Number one, the awareness. Once you have the awareness and you admit to yourself, and it's very hard for people to look at themselves and say that they're the cause, because people love pointing the fingers. I used to too, I don't anymore. You don't change the mirror, you change yourself, because you're always the cause. The outside world is the effect. So once you go within and you have the awareness, then you begin on releasing the limiting beliefs and replacing them and reprogramming your mind and operating from an identity of, I am worthy of love, I am worthy of respect, I am worthy of loyalty, I will not tolerate this. You establish, and this was a huge one for me, non-negotiables. What are things that I will not negotiate on? Aggressiveness, violence, disrespect, cheating, whatever it is for you, you have to establish that for yourself, non-negotiables. That means it's one strike and I'm leaving, I'm removing myself. You can't change anyone else, not in the physical 3D world. You can imagine them differently. We change people by changing ourselves. We go within first, know when to change, but the concept of self, and people show up differently. They will either rise and meet you at that level, or they will disappear from your life. But it all starts with us. It all starts from going within. So if you're obsessing and ruminating and wondering what that ex is doing and why he did this, and obsessing over a text and a message and why, okay, you're operating from lack and neediness. Why are you spending so much time psychoanalyzing another person? It doesn't matter. And I had this conversation with a woman the other day, and I asked her, she was telling me about what the man did, and she was in her 40s, and he did this, and he did this. And I said, okay, well, let me stop you there. But what do you want? What is it that you want? Get clear on what you want. If you think it's okay to be treated this way, then continue in that cycle, in that hamster wheel of pain and of getting back together and breaking up, and continue in it. Or you can say, I love myself, I deserve better, I'm removing myself, and I'm working on me, I'm pouring into me. I'm obsessing over me, I'm analyzing me, instead of pouring into another person who isn't pouring into you. It should be reciprocal. It should be mutually supportive, mutually loving. But if it's one-sided and it's bringing you nothing but pain, my love, you need to explore your core beliefs and why you're allowing it. Because you get what you tolerate. It's very easy, I know, to point the finger outwards, and it's hard to hear and it's hard to understand. But when you take a deep look at yourself and say, okay, I'm the common denominator in all of this, then it's such a powerful position to be in, because you can change this, you can transform this, you can alchemize this. You can step into a new version of you, release old painful beliefs and habits and wounds and step into a new identity that doesn't negotiate on her worth, on her value, and sets firm boundaries and non-negotiables about who they are and who they entertain in their life. And this law of assumption and everything, I mean, what I teach here and what I talk about is such a deeply profound, different way of thinking. It's a deeply different, profound way of thinking, because most of us are reactive and point the finger outwards because we operate in the world of the five senses. But we're talking about the world of energy and spiritual universal laws. And whatever we believe and assume about ourselves is what's going to be reflected back at us. So always go within, change yourself, elevate your concept of self, what you believe and assume about yourself, and become very firm in the knowing that you're so worthy and you're complete and you're deserving and you create it first in the mind. Whatever you imagine in your mind, your thoughts and your beliefs have energy. Whatever you create in your mind is what will show up in your reality. So anyway, thank you for joining me, and I'm Patty, and I hope that video helps. And remember, take your attention off the other person and always go within and change yourself. You have the power. You have the power in your life. Become the main character of your life and stop giving your power away and looking for validation outside of you, especially from a man. If someone wants to leave you, let them leave, and then level up in every way. They always come back. They always come back. But usually what I've found, and with clients that I work with, is that you've leveled up so much that you don't align with them anymore because you've become a new version of you. And so that old version doesn't appeal to you anymore. Okay, we'll work on that. And thank you for joining me. I'm Patty. We'll see you on the next episode of Patty's World. Have a good rest of the day. And remember, always, always bring it back to you because you're absolutely worthy.